In this video, talking a little bit about emotional awareness as it applies to business, to your endeavors or whatever. And it's very true that you are your greatest enemy. If you were just a robot and just knew exactly the tasks you had to do, anyone would be successful. But what impedes us is our own thoughts about our abilities to do things, and then judging, does this make sense? Should I be doing this? Do I need to make that call, send that email, book that meeting, whatever it may be? That's how we get into our own way. So what I'm going to talk about today is a lot of times your feelings in your body are lying to you. So you might be thinking, if you're using your emotions as a way to guide your actions, which you should sometimes, if you can identify the root cause of that, you can really prevent yourself from just self-sabotage and from screwing up. It's something that I've been through a lot. So for me, a lot of times I felt like, man, am I smart enough? Am I good enough to be here? If I'm looking to schedule a meeting with someone, like, am I really good enough to solve their problem that they're going to pay me money and do something for it? And I think a lot of people have felt that. We call it imposter syndrome. And a lot of times it has to do with your own self-worth. Am I smart enough, capable enough? Am I worthy to be here? There's everyone else is better than me. I suck. All these negative things that can come arise. Well, what I found was that a lot of times when I started feeling that way, it had nothing. It was actually not true. Like I had to have a lot of confidence in who I am, what I can do. But sometimes I feel like I don't. There's days I wake up and I feel like shit, and it sucks. But there's other days I feel like I can take on the world today. So what's the difference? It's really just based on how you feel, because nothing inside my head has changed. The amount of experience, knowledge, whatever I have doesn't change, but my feelings about myself, that's what does change. And again, a lot of times those feelings are lying to you, your body's lying to you, and you misinterpret them as things about that have to do with imposter syndrome. So what I've just noticed is on those days that I feel like shit, a lot of times I didn't get a good breakfast. Maybe I just had something light and I didn't eat enough. I gotta have a good breakfast when I wake up. And so later on that day, I'm like, man, I'm just feeling kind of meh. And I start to attribute to my own self-worth, my own ability to do things. It's not the case. All had to do with the fact I didn't eat a good breakfast that morning. Or maybe I did have an amazing breakfast, but then later on that day, again, feeling like shit, I didn't drink enough water. All I had was a freaking venti iced coffee from a Starbucks or my local coffee shop. And that's all I had to drink. So yeah, I'm dehydrated. That feeling of dehydration just doesn't feel good. Your body's saying, I don't feel good. Paul, you idiot, you haven't been giving us water. But I interpret that as like, oh, well, I'm not smart enough. I'm not good enough. So think about how you're misinterpreting these emotions that you're dealing with. And that's a very real thing for a lot of people in business is going through this kind of struggles within our head that then prevent us from doing the work that we know we can do. Has nothing to do with you, but just how you interpret it. So that type of thinking has really helped me. I'm like, man, am I really feeling this way? Or is it just some external thing or some lack of caring for my body that's making me feel that way? A lot of times it is.